Welcome to another segment of One Word at a Time, the show where we take a close look at the curious words we use every day. I'm your host, Sawyer Lawson, and with me today is word expert Jet Horton. So glad to have you here today, Mr. Horton.
Great to be here, Sawyer, and boy do I have some interesting stuff to tell you.
Can't wait to hear it. So what word will we be discussing today?
Well, Sawyer, we will be talking about the word Bible. The Bible is one of the most ancient manuscripts in human history and a very interesting word to learn about.
From my sources, I learned that there are multiple books in the Bible.
To be exact, there are 67 books in the Bible. The Bible is made up of two parts called the Old and New Testaments. The Bible comes from the phrase Biblia Sacra, meaning holy books. Some of the related words are biblical, biblico, bibliotech, biblioteca, scripture, bibliotary, AV, bibliography, bibliophile, bibliophobe, biblioclept. Most of the words either mean holy scriptures or ancient books. Biblioclept means someone who steals books. Bibliophobe is someone who is scared of books. A bibliophile is someone who really loves books.
I never knew that someone could be scared of books, but I do understand why someone would steal a book, because books are amazing.
Yes, books are amazing.
What is the first book in the Old Testament and the first book in the New Testament?
The first book of the Old Testament is Genesis, and the first book of the New Testament is Matthew.
Interesting. Do you know where the word Bible came from?
Yes, I do. The scripture was referred in Greek as to Biblia, so the answer to the question is Greek.
That is pretty interesting. What year was the Bible created in?
The Bible was created in Greek as early as c. 223.
Whoa, that's a long way back.
Yes, it is.
I wonder, how many people wrote the Bible, Mr. Horton?
There are over 44 authors of the Bible.
Do you know how many prophets are in the Bible?
In total, there are 4 major prophets and 12 minor prophets. The major prophets' names are Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel. The minor prophets' names are Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi.
That is pretty cool. But what is the difference between a major and a minor prophet?
The difference between a major and a minor prophet is the different lengths in their books. The books of the major prophets are much longer and fewer in number. The minor books of the prophets are shorter in length and greater in number.
That is so cool, Mr. Horton. Do you know what language the Bible was first written in?
Yes, I do. The Bible was first written in Biblical Hebrew.
Since we know what the first language of the Bible was, who was the first person to write down the biblical record?
Well, that would have been Moses. He was commanded by God to take on this task. For Exodus chapter 34, verse 27, records God's words to Moses. Write down these words, for in accordance with these words, I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. And what language did he use? His native language called Hebrew.
Cool! What books did Moses write?
God had Moses write the first 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. But there are beliefs that he also might have wrote Job and Psalm 90.
Awesome information. Since he wrote the first 5 books of the Old Testament, then who wrote the first 5 books of the New Testament?
The first 5 books of the New Testament are known as the Acts of the Apostles. The first 4 books are called Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and the 5th book is called Acts. The books were written by anonymous people because there's no signature time of when they were written, but many think they're written somewhere 70 CE in the early years of the 2nd century.
That is also awesome information. Anyway, if the first 4 books of the New Testament are called Acts of the Apostles, then what are the first 5 books of the Old Testament called?
That is a great question, Sawyer. The first 5 books in the Old Testament are called manuscript of the Bible. He performed his task while the children of Israel wandered the wilderness for 40 years. Further back, the word Bible from Biblion meant paper and scrolls.
Wow, I never knew that. What is the base in the word Bible?
Nice question, Sawyer. Now the base of the word Bible is B-I-B-L-E.
What do you mean by base?
Well, it's a free base, which means it doesn't need a suffix or prefix to make it a word.
Interesting.
Yes, it is quite interesting, isn't it?
I'm so fascinated by that.
Yes, I know. Do you have any more questions?
No, I don't think any come to mind. Thank you for joining us today, Jet, and all you at home too. We here at Cambridge Elementary invite you to listen and to learn the fantastic abundance revealed with each and every word, here at One Word at a Time.